Welcome into the Toby Foreman Show, Week 9. Can you believe it already, buddy?
I don't know how it happened. I do not know how it happened.
Seems like just yesterday we were just talking about game number 1.
Yeah, that's right.
Here we are.
You know, time flies when you're having fun, man.
And yeah, you've been having some fun, some not so much fun too.
Hit or miss.
Fighting tough. I tell you what, it's coming down to Friday night. But before we get to Friday night, let's go back to those Yellow Jackets last week out at Searle Stadium. You came out in that first half and just kind of showed them what the Shoemaker Grey Wolves were and took that big lead at the half going in. That was sweet.
Yeah, we got after them pretty good. You know, I felt like our kids performed well except for that one drive where they went down there and scored. And then we did have one drive on offense where we stalled in the red zone. So, you know, if you look at it, could have been 42-0 at halftime. That would have been better. But, you know, we executed with some guys in some new places, and we felt good about that.
Got a lot of kids in playing time in the second half too, didn't you?
Yeah, like everybody.
Yeah.
If you were suited out, you got some playing time, and that's what you want in games like that, is to get all the kids in and get them that experience. And I always tell the kids, it doesn't matter if you play one play or you play 100 plays. You know, give it everything you got and be ready when your number's called.
Next man up.
Next man up is exactly right for the Shoemaker Grey Wolves this year.
Yeah, it's been that kind of year, hasn't it?
It has. You know, from the end of the summertime, we had some injuries that kind of carried over the season, and then week 1 against San Angelo, we had some guys hurt, and so. But you know, we've managed to compete in every game. We've had a chance to win every game. We haven't done that, but we've had a chance to win every game. And I give credit there to the assistant coaches, coordinators, and the kids because they've competed and gotten themselves ready for those opportunities.
I've got to throw in the old adage, what don't kill you makes you stronger.
That's exactly right, and I do feel like we've had a lot of guys that got playing time this year that I had no idea would get that playing time, and that's normally a good thing because it normally means your younger guys are getting that experience, and that's what you want.
Yep. And, of course, I want to thank you so much for coming out Tuesday night and being Josh's special guest on the show out there the other night. We had a blast. Last time I looked, over 1,000 views of the show, so we've had unbelievable support for both programs going into this ball game. Killeen versus Shoemaker for a playoff spot. Leo Buckley Stadium, Friday Night Lights. What more can you ask for?
It don't get no better than that. It truly doesn't. And you know, I'm very fortunate to be a part of a game like this, and you know, with an opportunity for a possible playoff berth on the line, and that's what you want. I mean, that's, you know, season broke down in 3 phases, and you mentioned that last night. Your non-district, your district, and then if you're fortunate enough, you take care of your business, the playoffs. And so, you know, that's what we strive for, and I know that's what Coach Sadler and those guys strive for as well. So, and it'll be a really good game at Leo Buckley. You know, you don't know what the weather's going to be like, but we know there's going to be a crowd there, and there'll be people fired up to support these kids, and they should be.
Oh yeah, I think everybody in town. It's going to be the only game in town, of course, and it's going to be the one that means the most out of any game that you've played in the past few weeks. That's for sure.
Well, you know, I don't want to slight the other opponents, but if you look at the standings,
yeah,
where we are now, had we have not taken care of business those prior weeks,
right,
this game might not mean as much, you know.
Yeah.
But we're still playing for something. I mentioned that last night, or I mentioned that on the show the other night. You know, the fact that you want to play all your games with the playoff possibility still being there, and that's what this is. This game is just like the last 2 games for us. These are playoff games, and we want to go 1-0 this week so we can live to play another week.
You got dudes. They got some dudes, as we say these days. I don't know if you started that in my vocabulary a couple years ago now, but now I'm saying they've got some dudes on that side of both sides of the ball over there.
Yeah, no, definitely. I would say this. I would say you start off with the quarterback, number 3, Roderick Norman, and then you go from there. I mean, you got on the offense side of the ball, Corey Landers, number 1. You got Raymond Howard, number 4. You got number 9, Timothy Boatner. You got number 2, Carday Hicks. I mean, there's just a slew of guys. 13, Chris Vargas. You got a slew of guys that can make plays on that side of the ball, as well as a pretty good, solid offensive line. Then you flip it over, and defensively they're led by number 0, Jashawn Payton, and number 99, Samuel Hernandez, you know, defensive lineman. But they also have some other guys that are mixed in there that are good players. Christian Robinson, he's a defensive back, number 8. Number 7, Antonio Sainz. I think that's how you say his last name. You got linebackers in there. Number 25, Cameron Blocker. I mean, so they got some guys. They really do, and they got a lot of speed. They're one of the few teams that we play on the schedule that they can match our speed. And that's a big deal. They may have a little bit more overall speed, and so they'll be playmakers all over the field. Offensively, defensively, and special teams, and we'll have to be really good in all 3 phases to win this game.
Yeah, they got some great athletes over there. You got some great athletes over here. I mean, you're either going to break the scoreboard or it's going to be 6-7 or something like that.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Because that's definitely some talent on that field. And if there ain't some college scouts hanging around out there on Friday night, they're missing out because there's some definite talent on that field. And underclassmen, too. Yeah,
there's, you got, like both of us, we both have a good amount of sophomores and juniors mixed in with some seniors that are very talented. And like I said, that's what makes it this is going to be an exciting game. I think the crowd, they're going to get their money's worth, and the concession stand going to make they're going to sell a lot of hot dogs, and I think the both fan base will be pleased with the effort that's given. The last time they matched up with a Killeen school at Leo Buckley, it was Ellison, went to overtime. We're not interested in playing any overtime games, but if it happens, we'll be there. But it's just going to be a really, really, really tight game, and it's, as always, it's going to come down to who blocks and tackles and don't turn it over. And
it's going to be team against team, really. I mean, you can say, yeah, this guy's good, this guy's good, this guy's good, but if the teams don't play as teams, we're not going to have a very good game. But I think the way y'all are playing, the way they're playing right now, I mean, it's going to be a battle royale, as we used to call it, WWF, baby.
I agree. I mean, I 100% agree. I don't think there's you don't have like gaping weaknesses in either of these teams.
Right.
You look at us, even in the stats, we're both very similar. So, when it comes down to it, I mean, like I said, blocking, tackling, turnovers. I do think you may have weather come into play somewhat, but not a big time factor. I mean, we're not going to have torrential rain or hurricane winds or anything like that, but you better hold on to the ball, because it may be slicker than the norm. And let's be honest, we've seen more rain this week than we've seen in the last 3, 4, 5 months.
Exactly.
We ain't seen much rain. Kids that, Coach, what's that wet stuff coming out? I said, well, that's precipitation, son. That's what it is. It's rain.
You need to teach them something extra special out there.
They used to do that all the time around here, but it doesn't do it so much anymore.
Well, back when I was a kid, we called it rain, boys.
Yeah. Exactly. I didn't know what was going on. They freaked out.
But they're excited about playing this ball game, aren't they?
Yeah, both teams will be excited. You won't have to give much of a pregame speech for this game because
just kind of hold them back.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You got to hold them back, and that's what you want though. This is Texas high school football, and this is going to be a Texas high school football atmosphere.
Yeah, it's worth the $6 or whatever they charge at the door to get in, baby. I tell you what, it's going to be a good one. Luckily, I get in free, so I'm going to have a front row seat.
That's as you should. No, but you'll have an opportunity to be for a 48-minute contest. It'll be exciting. You should get some good videos, some good pictures, some good quotes.
Oh yeah.
Don't be hanging around my sideline. Yeah. But no, and Coach Sadler and those guys, they do a really good job. So we'll be excited. They'll be excited. And then, it just sucks. Somebody's got to lose this one, but somebody's going to win it and somebody's going to lose it. And, we just got to make sure that we come out of that thing on top. And if we do what we're coached to do and kids will execute, I feel good about the opportunity we have to win this game.
Well, I've already talked to both of y'all, and if you go to 7 overtimes, I've agreed with both of y'all that you will wrestle for the game at midfield. So we'll see what happens. But I'm looking for a very exciting ball game Friday night. I'm already excited about it. I mean, a lot of good games going on with Harker Heights Thursday night and some other games. But I tell you what, this is the game of the week in the area.
Yeah, I mean, it's even the identical records. I mean, we've scored within 4 points of each other. I think they have 4 more than we do. But I mean, it's almost you're looking in the mirror is what it is. I mean, you're looking in the mirror. Their quarterback can throw it, further than anybody's around here, and then our guys probably run it more than throwing the ball. But still, as far as just overall scoring points and holding people to X amount of points, we're very, very similar when it comes to that.
All right, I can't wait. I'll see you after the ball game, buddy.
All right, Dan, and as always, go Grey Wolves.
You're watching I-14 Sports Network.